Yes, sir, come right in. Good gracious me.
I want to see Mr. Chan.
I'm sorry, but he's busy.
But I must see him. Tell him it is someone who needs his help.
What's the name?
No name.
No name?
No. Take this to him.
Take this to him. Yes, ma'am. I think you better go right this way. Yes, ma'am. Take it to him. No name. Right this way. Just have a seat, and I'll go and tell Mr. Chan. Mr. Chan, there's a lady out there to see you.
Lady?
Yes, sir, a Chinese lady. She's a petal-shedding chrysanthemum mum.
What name, please?
No name. She told me to give you this.
Tell the lady I will see her in a few minutes.
Yes, sir. You'll see in a few minutes. Mr. Chan will be here right away, immediately, maybe sooner.
Thank you.
Come on.
Uh-oh. Mr. Chan, is the lady, is she,
Lady dead. Call Sergeant Davidson, Homicide Bureau. Tell him to come over at once.
Are you sure she's dead, Pop?
Death, my son, is the reckoning of heaven. In this case, most complicated reckoning.
Hello. Homicide? Tommy Chan speaking. Sergeant Davidson, please. Sergeant Davidson? There's been a murder in our house. Yeah, a Chinese princess or something. Uh-huh. Okay. I'll tell him you'll be right over.
Hello, Birmingham. Where's Mr. Chan?
Right in there with the call. Right in here. Whoa, what am I going in here for? Right in there.
Hello, Charlie.
Sergeant?
Well, this is a payoff. Murder in the house of Charlie Chan. Now I've seen everything.
Strange events permit themselves the luxury of occurring in strange places.
Who is she?
At this point, I am filled with ignorance, but she is lady of important family.
How do you know?
This ring tell me that.
These Chinese figures mean something?
Translation, long life and happiness, but written with Chinese characters reserved only for those of highest degree.
It means she's a princess or something?
Should not be hard to determine.
Poison dart, Chan?
Yes, the window.
Probably a blowgun.
Correction, please. More probably European type air rifle. Very powerful. I have one such. Come, we'll present same. See? Very simple. Just pull, spring back. Almost noiseless, too.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Oh, catfish.
Good gracious of me. Mr. Chan, the corpse is making a phone call.
What?
Yes, I heard it myself. I was standing up in there, and then I heard some, good gracious, what am I doing in here by myself?
City desk, quick. Hello, Mac, this is Peggy.
How'd you get in here?
Now, look here, Bill Davidson, what are you trying to pull? If you think for
How
1
did
minute...
you get in here?
Through the window?
How'd you know I was here?
I followed you. I'm a bloodhound.
Will you stop that?
Now, Bill, I've got to get this story to the papers. This is the biggest thing that's cracked in weeks.
How do you know it's a big story?
How do I know it's a big story? Princess Mei Ling murdered in the house of Charlie Chan. And he wants to know how I know it's a big story. Why, you're the most stupidest...
Sit down. Excuse me, Charlie, but this is more or less a private brawl.
Oh, the lady is friend of yours.
Yeah. I'm sorry to have to introduce Miss Peggy Cartwright of the Morning Herald.
This humble person agreeably honored.
And probably San Francisco's biggest nuisance.
That's not what you called me last night when we were having dinner together.
It's got nothing to do with the police department or the Morning Herald.
Well, try to date me up again sometime, Sergeant Davidson.
Pardon, please. Would desire small information. You say you identified that lady as Princess Mei Ling? How?
Yeah. How did you know her?
If you think I'm going to help out your department after the way you've treated me, you're crazy.
Humbly begging pardon to mention it, but would suggest ironing out countenance. It's better so. How?
I tried to interview her when she came from Asia on the Shanghai Maid about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I think I have recollection.
It was on the 22nd, I think.
I have it here. Princess Mei Ling and Captain Kong. Captain K. Captain K. Princess, write this before she died.
Hey, the sooner we get down to see this guy, the better.
Yes. Let us ride into the face of our problem. Happen to know where lived Princess Miss Cartwright?
Yes, she had an apartment in Chinatown. On Grant Avenue near Benham Place.
Aha. That our second stop.
Yep. Come on, Charlie.
Okay?
Since when is your name Charlie?
You're not going to cut me out of this story.
Now, look, honey, I don't want to cut you out of any story, but this is a man's job. Just sit down and take it easy, and let's talk this thing over. Now, we're going to go down there, and we're liable to get in a little trouble down there, and you wouldn't want that to happen to you, would you? So, if you'll just stay here until we get back.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You're not going to leave me chained up here like this, are you?
I certainly am, baby, at least till we get a chance to look over that apartment. You'd have flashlight bulbs popping all over the place. Keep an eye on her, and don't let her near a telephone.
Mr. Chan, are you going to let that big baboon treat a lady like this?
Chinese chimpanzee not interfere with monkey business of big baboon. Yes.
Did anyone ever tell you that you're very good looking?
Uh-oh. Listen to that old honey and molasses.
Here we are. This is the police department. We want to see Captain Kong.
He's on deck.
This is the police department. Where's Captain Kong's cabin?
In the passage, to the left.
Thanks.
Come in.
Captain Kong?
Yes?
I'm Sergeant Davidson of the San Francisco Police. This is Mr. Charlie Chan.
How do you do? I've heard of you, Mr. Chan.
Flattered and overwhelmed.
Won't you sit down?
We're, investigating the murder of a recent passenger of yours,
So?
Princess Mei Ling.
The princess? Murdered?
Yeah.
I must cable her brother at once.
Question, please. Who is brother of Princess?
He is Field Marshal Chang She.
Have you any idea what the princess was doing in this country?
I imagine sightseeing. This was her first time in America. She was educated in Europe.
Could any of your passengers have done it?
I hardly think so. There were just a few. We have little accommodations. No one I could think of.
Uh-huh. Well, can you think of anything else that might help us, Captain Kong?
I'm afraid not.
Well, as a matter of record, I'd like to have a copy of your passenger list and crew.
Certainly, that'll be easy. I have it here.
Pardon, Captain Kelso.
Thanks very much, Captain Kong.
Not at all.
Begging pardon to interrupt, but ship very heavily guarded, no?
Just natural precautions. We're loading valuable cargo for Orient.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Polite old devil, isn't he?
Yes. Honorable Father once say, politeness, golden key to many doors.
Well, I guess our next step is the prince's apartment.
Yes.
Who were they?
The police.
Isn't one of them a Chinese?
Yes, Charlie Chan, the detective.
What did they want?
You ought to know.
What do you mean?
Why did you kill her, Kelso?
Killer? What are you talking about?
I suppose you don't know the princess has been murdered.
Murdered?
Yes. Why did you do it?
Well, you're crazy. I don't know anything about it. I haven't even seen the princess since yesterday afternoon.
Did you get her check?
Yes?
How much?
$250,000.
How about my share?
Well,
Look here, Kelso. She chartered this boat to carry airplanes. I put her in contact with you Told her that you had flown with her brother in China. I planned this whole deal.
I know. You'll get your share.
Where's the money?
It's in the bank.
I'll see you at the bank in the morning.
All right.
Very clever. Killing Princess.
Yes. Very clever killing Princess, Kong. No witnesses around to prove the airplanes had never been delivered or where the money went. You're pretty clever, Kong. Good night.
I'll still see you at bank at 10. Be there.
I'll be there.
Next floor front, room 26.
Thanks.
This is it. It's open.
Aha. Afraid too late. Opportunity has flown on rapid wings.
Yeah, somebody beat us to it.
Perhaps have overlooked something important.
What's that?
Traveler's checks, exchange specie banker Pepin. Several $1,000s.
Peggy! Peggy!
Peggy. Peggy. Come on, kid. What's the matter? Peggy.
Did you get him?
Get who?
Well, the man that was ransacking the desk.
What'd the guy look like?
He was masked.
There's a murderer. Can you tell me what he looked like?
He had an overcoat and a black hat.
Oh, swell. How did you get out of Chan's house?
I asked Tommy for a cigarette, and he didn't have any. So he went out to get one. And?
Afraid unfortunate number 2 son, not chip of ancient block.
How did you get into this apartment?
I found the key in the princess's purse.
Seems Miss Cartwright inevitable decoration to scene.
Yeah, and it was probably an antique, too.
Oh, yes. Excellent rosewood, many centuries old.
Oh, Mr. Chan, I'm awfully sorry, but I had to get this story. I'll have the chair fixed and put it on my swindle sheet. Say, get this thing off of me. I've been wearing it long enough.
What happened to you in there?
Somebody knocked me out.
Somebody knocked you out. That bag fell on your head.
What a detective.
Pardon, please, but gun does not belong with innocent face.
Give me that gun, sister. This is the police.
Police?
What is name, please?
Lily May Wong.
She's the maid to the princess. I saw her at the boat when they arrived.
What time princess leave here?
About 8 o'clock tonight. What has happened to her?
How do you know something's happened?
I don't know, but you are police. Something must have happened.
Your mistress is dead. Murdered. What do you know about it?
I don't know anything.
Nobody knows anything.
Who visited apartment?
She had no visitors. She made appointments downtown in some office.
Nobody ever came here.
No one except
Except who?
a boy.
What boy?
A boy who lives in the basement.
Yeah? Well. This the boy?
Yes.
Look, Sonny, we want to talk to you.
Boy cannot speak. He is dumb.
You mean princess was friendly with him?
Yes. He is from northern China, her province. He could understand what she said.
How about you, Chan?
No, not familiar with dialect and Cantonese. He saw a visitor.
Yeah, so what? He can't tell us about him.
He saw the man in the alley. There was a car in the alley. It was a big car.
All right, what does that mean?
It was a blue car.
All right, so he wore a black hat and drove a blue car. So what?
Just a moment, please, Sergeant.
Hey, wait a minute. What goes on here? Well, I'm going down to headquarters, make a report, and have this place covered.
We'll see you later, please.
Please, Mr. Policeman, please. Lily May very frightened to stay here all alone.
Don't worry, sister. There'll be an officer stationed right outside your door. But don't try to leave this apartment till you get an official okay from the police.
Yes.
You coming, Peggy?
Yeah, do you mind dropping me off?
You sure you're all right?
Certainly. Of course, I'm a little dizzy.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Look here, Bill Davidson, I didn't care for that last crack.
Hello? Yes. Yes, second son of little wisdom.
Gee, Pop, get a load of this. Li Ching, who belongs to my fraternity, took me down to see his grandfather, the head of the Hip Sing Tong.
Am patiently waiting for load.
Wait till you hear it. The princess came over here to buy airplanes for her brother's army in the Orient.
Ah, information valuable. Good mark for number 2 son. Now, perhaps can forgive for letting girl newspaperman escape. Yes. Very well. Goodbye.
Mr. Chan, I got the big job waiting.
Good. Desire to go downtown to Exchange Specie Bank on Market Street.
Yes, sir. We are practically there.
As soon as I saw the news of the murder in the morning papers, I decided to communicate with the police. I want to thank you for saving me that trouble, Mr. Chan.
Oh, yes. Police already aware of bank connection with Princess money affairs.
I'm not referring to those traveler's checks. There's a much more important matter. When she arrived here, she carried with her a draft on the home bank in China for $1 million. And what's highly significant, she's cashed almost the entire amount. First, a cashier's check for $100,000, then odd amounts almost daily until she's only, I think, around $37,000 left.
Uh-huh. Happen to know to whom first check was drawn?
Yes, it was cashed by a Captain Kelso, who identified himself as the San Francisco representative of the Kelso Aviation Company of Los Angeles. I've kept things in my private file owing to the peculiar nature of the account. Oh, yes, here's the Kelso check.
Yes. Captain Kelso. Captain K. Offices in Bronson Building on Broad Street.
Yes, I understand it is. And these are the various acknowledgments signed by the princess in Chinese, of course, for the other amount she's withdrawn.
Yes. Tell me, you happen to have original draft presented by Princess?
Oh, yes. Here it is. It also bears her signature in Chinese. I've taken these out of the records of the bank in the expectation of turning them over to the police.
Oh, yes, of course. We'll see that they get to proper party. Do not know with whom Princess was dealing.
Nothing she ever said would indicate that she was engaged in negotiations of any sort, but I could guess the princess was hardly sightseeing. Perhaps this Captain Kelso can give you some information.
Yes, perhaps.
You will, of course, see that those papers are returned to the bank.
Oh, yes, yes, will do. Thank you so much.
Oh, not at all.
Anything to report, officer?
No, Mr. Chan. Everything's been quiet as a mouse.
Strange. Maid go out?
No, she hasn't left the apartment.
Mr. Chan! Mr. Chan!
tell officer called Sergeant Davidson.
Yes, sir, I sure will. And if you don't mind, I think I'll keep on going. But I think I left something in the car.
Yes. Best place for a man with uneasy stomach.
You said it. Officer, in there, the maid, Mr. Chan wants you.
Yes, Mr. Chan?
You right. May not go out.
Death was probably instantaneous. He went just as fast as our friend the princess and by the same route.
Yes, I think so.
You think that's the way it came in, Chan?
Oh, yes. Only other entrance to apartment.
Well, let's go up on the roof.
Was there already?
Any trace of anyone?
No, nothing except footsteps of a little Chinese boy.
Well, let's see if he's around.
He live in basement.
This is the screwiest case I've ever been on. I'm up against a stone wall.
You know, many times in past, Charlie Chan find himself in the exact same locality.
Well, let's go look the kid up.
Yes. Must be this door.
Chan, you think the little guy's double-crossed us all? Maybe he framed the princess and then framed us.
Hardly think so.
Yeah, well, I got a hunch that little guy can talk. I think that dumb stuff's just a gag.
Sergeant.
Yeah? Uh-oh. Well, looks like the kid did it.
Think so?
Well, there's your air rifle. Would have been easy for him to hide outside your window. He knocked off the princess and the maid. Now he's blown.
But he is friend of Princess.
Well, he probably moved in here so he could watch her.
Let us start at commencement. First, Princess come here to buy airplanes. Fighter planes must be smuggled out of country. Diplomatic reasons.
Sure, to be shipped on a Shanghai maid.
Could be so.
Well, let's go down and search that tub.
Good idea, but you go down. Personally, Chan pursue other line of investigation.
Yeah?
Have keen desire to see Captain Kelo.
Your name, please?
Charlie Chan.
Just a moment, sir.
Chan?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Send him in just a moment. I'll buzz you.
Yes, sir.
You may go in now, please.
Thank you so much.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Chan? Well, this is quite an honor.
Overwhelmed, Captain.
I knew you'd get around to me sooner or later. Would you sit down?
Thank you.
I've been anticipating an interview ever since I read that the princess had been murdered.
Contradiction, please. Anticipate, we trace check from princess.
Well, you see, I've been engaged in some rather delicate negotiations with the princess.
Assume negotiating sale of airplanes.
Yes. It's quite natural she should come to me. Her brother, Shanxi, was one of the best friends I ever had.
Yes, of course. Do you know, Captain, that princess have withdrawn large sums of money from Exchange Specie Bank of Peiping, of which no trace found?
No. She was supposed to make a second payment to me at the end of the week.
Have no idea who might have planned murder?
Well, that's hard to say. However, you know, the cause of Shanxi has many enemies. Have you any clues to work on?
Well, before she died, Princess scribbled on pad on my desk, Captain K.
Captain K?
Yes, could possibly be Captain Kelso.
Well, I don't...
Cannot tell me why she write your name, no?
No. I only wish I could. I'm utterly bewildered.
Yes. Chan, too.
I don't have to tell you, Mr. Chan, this situation is distinctly embarrassing. I've made a great many commitments. And to put it bluntly, I'm left holding the bag.
Oh, very sorry, but unless Charlie Chan have exceedingly good fortune, may find self in very same predicament. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm glad to be of help.
Yes.
Just a minute, Miss Cartwright. He's on the telephone.
Really? Anyone I know?
Tell him it's for Charlie Chan. It's very important. Tell him we want it right away. Never mind, that's all. I'll talk to you later.
What important information did Mr. Chan want?
Why do you keep busting into my office like you owned the joint?
Well, look here, Bill Davison, don't get tough with me. I might know more than you think I know. I've been tailing Charlie all day, and I think you'd give him some protection. That man's in danger.
Listen, Peggy, are you holding out on me? Do you know something that I don't know?
That wouldn't take much brains.
Why, take that.
Take that.
Oh, so you want to play, do you? Come here.
Now tell me, what information did Mr. Chan want?
That you'll never know, sweetheart. Sit down.
Why, Bill Davison, don't you walk out on me.
Hiya, Birmingham.
Good evening, Sergeant. Sergeant,
Did you find out who was popping them Chinese ladies off with the pop gun?
Not yet. But if I were you, I'd watch my step. You're next on the list. They think you know too much.
Not me. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest. Hear that?
Not necessary for Birmingham to tap skull to prove head is empty.
That's right, Mr.
Oh, I got the report from Los Angeles on the Kelso Aviation Company. It's a phony.
Aha, we progress. Come in. Must thank number 2 son for this information. He was the one to find out that Princess by plane.
The address was an old hangar in Burbank. Hasn't been used for years.
Very strange. Representative of company is supposed to be in big business deal with Princess. Much money involved.
Yeah. There are too many questions that don't have any answers. Why should the princess be murdered? What was the motive? What'd she do with all that dough? Why'd she come here to see you, and who followed her? Why should the maid be killed?
Many questions arise. All in good time, we get answers.
Now, what happened to that little Chinese boy? I'd like to get my hands on him. I'd make him talk.
No trace.
Not a sign. We've been through Chinatown with a fine-tooth comb. We've watched the railroad stations, the bus stations, the air terminal. The little guy's vanished.
Well, not can hide forever.
We've had the best men in the department out to trace him. You know, that little guy's the answer to a lot.
Do not be too certain. Many times in the past it has happened, Charlie Chan hoarsely barking up incorrect tree.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna shove off and get a little shut-eye. I'll call you if anything happens.
Good. Please to do that.
Chan, watch them dogs. They'll chew you into a mess of yakame.
Do not worry. I'm number 1 student in School of Discretion.
Mr. Chan. The boss is waiting for you. And these dogs, they don't gonna hurt you either.
How loud it thunder, how little it rain.
See.
Mr. Chan, 我知人想見你啊。
唔該。
行子啊。錢先生。
Why, Mr. Chan. I hope my dogs didn't scare you. They've been getting out of hand lately.
Oh, not at all. Excellent guardians of master's domain.
Do come and sit down.
Thank you.
Scotch or bourbon?
Well, neither, if you please.
Oh. Well, I've been rather hoping to see you again, Mr. Chan. I'm interested in your investigations.
Oh, thank you so much. Mr. Armstrong, how many times you actually meet Princess?
Oh, 2 or 3 times, no more.
I see. Do you think it possible that person who draw money out of bank might not actually have been Princess, might have been impersonator?
I hardly think so. I'm sure I would have detected an imposter.
Oh, yes. You certain?
Oh, quite certain. What makes you think there's a possibility the bank's been imposed upon?
Well, very apprehensive signatures, forgeries.
Why, that's impossible. I'm certain I would have detected it. I know the Chinese language. I can read it and write it. I couldn't be fooled.
Well, just want to discuss matter, get opinion.
I see. Pardon me just a moment.
Of course.
Hello? Oh, yes, Mr. Allen. Yes, I want quite a nice headstone. Oh? Well, we'll look them over together. Thank you very much. Goodbye. I just buried one of my dogs in the local pet cemetery. He got vicious, bit the gardener, and I had to dispose of him.
Oh, he also a large dog?
Yes, I always keep 2 or 3 of them. I have more faith in my dogs than I have in any other guardian.
Yes, I understand. Well, must be going. Time presses on heels.
Well, if I can be of any further help, don't hesitate to call on me.
Thank you so much.
I hope you're successful in solving this case.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Armstrong. Well, you know, sometimes think a successful detective, one upon whom luck shows smiling countenance. Good day, sir.
Good day, Mr. Chan.
Where's your master?
In library.
You go call him.
Diana, yêu nhà Long cái chuyện đi.
Gọi lại là.
Okay, Mr. Armstrong. Sit down.
What's the meaning of this?
Sit down.
Armstrong would like to know what happened to the balance of the princess's money.
She drew it all out. Kelso here got some of it.
Sure I did, but only a little. Where's the rest of it?
All I know is she drew it out.
We're going to take you down to the boat. Perhaps after a little while on the water, you will come forward with just a little more information.
This is ridiculous. Charlie Chan has seen all the papers in the case. You can check with him if you don't believe me.
That reminds me. I would like to have a talk with Mr. Chan. Suppose you call him up. Ask him to come out here.
I won't do anything of the kind.
Call him up.
The number's Major 4782.
Hello, Mr. Chan's resident. Commence with the conversation. No, sir, Mr. Chan's in conference. He's in conference with the chief of police, the district attorney, the mayor, and the government, and I think the secretary of state. Conference over. The man with the dog.
Humorous dialogue, not very humorous.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Charlie Chan speaking. Yes, Mr. Armstrong. I will be there at once. Car at door immediately.
Oh, Mr. Chan, you ain't going back with them dogs.
Men who ride on tiger cannot dismount.
He can't?
Car.
Car.
Hello, Sherlock. Any news from Chan?
No, I guess he's got nothing to report. We're waiting for things to develop. Hello. Hello, I was wondering when I was going to hear from you.
Sergeant, maybe we emerge in shining garments of success.
No, you mean it? Well, that's fine.
I'm going to home of Mr. Armstrong now. Much may be revealed by the unsuspecting. Meet me there.
Sure, all right. Bye.
Something's up. What is it?
Oh, nothing at all. Just one of the boys checking in. Nothing that would interest you.
Now, look, Bill, when are you going to stop being stubborn and let me in on this story?
You'll get the story when I crack it. I guess that's all for tonight. Why don't you drop around in the morning?
Okay. You coming?
No, I think I'll stick around a while. A couple of reports coming in from the pawn shop detail.
All right. Well, see you in the morning.
Yeah, don't make it too early.
Mr. Chan, Mr. Chan, be careful of them dogs.
Do not have fear. Dogs will recognize friends.
Yeah, but Mr. Chan, me and them dogs ain't been properly introduced. So if it's all the same to you, I'll wait right out here.
We'll arrange formal introduction later.
Oh, well, that's all right. Hmm? I wouldn't go in there with all them dogs for all the tea in China. Good gracious for me.
That'll be our friend Chan. All right, Chan.
Well, very interesting situation.
Our pardon, Mr. Chan. We were not sure that you would accept our invitation.
Oh, disagree. On the contrary, very grateful.
You know, a little too much to suit us, Mr. Chan. You've been a little too clever.
Overwhelmed with compliments.
I think we should all go down to my boat. It may be easier to convince Mr. Armstrong down there. And you, Mr. Chan, may give us access to the store of information that you have gathered. We're wasting time. Let us go. Come on. Come on.
You're requesting Macon and DMV on frequency 6, repeat and identified. 113 clear. 50 Bay, Sunset and May, 15B, Sunset.
What are you doing here?
You can't put anything over on me, Bill Davidson. You and your phone calls.
You get out of this car.
131B.
Try and put me out.
Oh. Hey, what are you trying to do, wreck the car?
All right, Kong, let's go.
Uh-oh. This don't look kosher to me. Come on, Birmingham. Let's get going.
Door's open. Something wrong here. Chan. 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 What's that?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Where'd you find it?
Right down there.
Palace Hotel. Hello, this is the police department. I don't know what the number is, but I want the Palace Hotel.
Hello? Yes, Sergeant Davidson. Room 461. It was occupied by Captain Kong of the Shanghai Maid. He checked out this afternoon. Boat sails at midnight.
All right, thank you. Key belonged to the captain of the boat the princess arrived on. Maybe that's our answer. Hello, Ryan? Davidson. Send a couple of squads down the Shanghai Maid, Pier 56. I'll be there ahead of you. Right. Come on, Peggy, let's get going.
Okay, check it out.
Good gracious of me.
Hello. Yes, Birmingham.
What? I'm down here by myself. Mr. Chan has made his departure to parts unknown.
But he had a date to meet Davidson at Armstrong's.
Yeah, he left the house all right, but I don't think it was on his own accord. Absolutely. You better hurry up and come down here to Pier 56, because I'm dubious about handling this thing alone. Okay, goodbye. Hello, goodbye.
Sorry for this slight inconvenience, gentlemen, but necessity knows no law. Mr. Armstrong, you will be given an opportunity of explaining what happened to the rest of that money. And Mr. Chan, when we're, about 100 miles out to sea, you'll be given an opportunity to swim back to San Francisco.
Not very funny.
Where's Captain Kong?
Up on bridge.
Listen, kid, you wait here. I'm going to find out what this is all about.
Now, look, Bill, I want to...
Wait here.
Sergeant Davidson.
Hi. Captain Kong. You recognize that key?
Naturally. It is to the room I had at the Palace Hotel. Where did you find it?
In the home of the manager of the Specie Bank?
Oh, that was where I dropped it.
You called on Armstrong?
Yes, this afternoon. Our firm does a great deal of business through his bank. I went there to have some papers signed.
There, seems to have been a little trouble over there.
Trouble?
Yeah. The front door was open, the house was empty, and the dogs were dead.
So, what time were you there?
About a half hour ago.
Oh, let me see. I was there about 5 o'clock. Mr. Armstrong signed some bills of lading. We had a bourbon and soda, and I left.
Oh.
You consider the fact that my key was found there might be important, Mr. Policeman?
I was supposed to have met Mr. Chan there. Both Chan and Armstrong have disappeared.
I'm afraid I can be of no assistance to you.
Yeah. Well, I'll take this. I may need it.
Where is it? Wait, I'll show you. It's right over here. There she is. And if we look at Mr. Chan is still in there. Come on. I'm right behind you.
Come, hurry, hurry.
Pop, give me a hand, Birmingham. Let's get him loose.
I sure will.
It's Captain Kelso. Bill! Bill Davidson, it's Bill! Bill Davidson! Bill! Bill Davidson! Bill!
so much.
Oh, nothing at all, Mr. Chan.
Now, to get out of here.
Mr. Chan is probably out on a private investigation of his own.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right. This time I'm not so sure.
Let go of me. Take your hands off me. Let me out of this cabin. Help! Bill! Okay, boys. Get this guy. Take him in.
Hey, Peggy, who's that guy?
That's Captain Kelso. Chan called on him this afternoon.
Kelso, huh? Well, maybe you can answer some questions. Mac, Charlie, take the both of them into the captain's cabin. You go up on the bridge and tell the officer there the police are in charge. Where'd you run into him?
He was coming up from the hatch. He grabbed me as soon as he saw me.
I want to start there. Come on, boys. I want to go through this tub with a fine-tooth comb. Flanagan, you go forward. Alan, you take that side of the ship. Chan! What happened to you?
We kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
Yes, from my own home.
Well, if we can't make the murder charge stick, we got him there.
Oh, you have got them.
Yeah, Kelso and Kong. They almost had me fooled for a while.
Arrive in nick of time, Sergeant. Much later, and Charlie Chan destined for a very long swim.
Well, with a little luck, we got enough on him to send him to San Quentin for life.
You know, Confucius say, luck, happy chain of foolish accidents.
Come on. They're in Kong's cabin.
Yes.
There's our murderer. And we got enough on the other guy to hang him, too. Kelso and Kong, I arrest you for the murder of Princess Mei Ling and her maid, Lily May Wong.
No.
You're
crazy. Interfering with regret, but this not so. Captain Kelso and Captain Kong not murder Princess.
What?
Again, regretfully interfering. Here is murderer.
Why, that's preposterous.
Examiners in bank for several days discover misappropriation of funds. Also, on my tip, discover systematic manipulation of money of Princess. Mr. Armstrong, a very clever man, gentlemen. As soon as he find out that Captain Kelso and Captain Kong were swindling Princess, he make plan to steal rest of money. Princess, only one who can testify that Captain Kelso have not yet received all of money. So Mr. Armstrong killed her, feeling sure crime would be pinned on Captain Kelso. Then, with mask on, Mr. Armstrong stole necessary papers, later forged, from apartment of Princess, where he was disturbed by... Where, Miss Cartwright?
5 will get you 10. She's phoning her paper.
No bet. Sure thing.
Yeah, that's it, Mac. Phone you the rest of it as soon as I get it. Okay, bye.
While he was at apartment, he was seen by Chinese boy. This very dangerous, so he came back after him, where in turn was disturbed by maid. He killed maid and carried off Chinese boy, who was later strangled.
Oh, no, the little guy's not dead, too.
Again, regretfully contradicting, but Mr. Armstrong tell me that he buried body of vicious dog in pet cemetery.
That's right, I did.
I opened grave early this evening. Box contained body of Chinese boy. Your story of vicious dog, clever fabrication, Mr. Armstrong. Only happen all your dogs vicious. There you are, Sergeant.
All right, get him out of here.
Say, why are you arresting Armstrong?
Because he murdered the princess, her maid, and a little Chinese boy.
Holy catfish. I just called the paper and said that Kong and Kelso did it. They'll have an X-ray on the streets any minute now.
Yeah, well, that's your tough luck.
You know, a woman not made for heavy thinking, but should always decorate scene like blossom of plum.
Well, Pop, I guess that winds that up. It's a good thing I found out about those airplanes. That tipped the whole thing off.
Yeah, well, I uncovered that phony airplane factory in Los Angeles. That gave us our first lead.
And if I hadn't followed you to boat...
Look here, if I hadn't bumped into Kelso, you'd all be out to sea by now.
You know, a very funny thing, but seems somehow Charlie Chan never find out anything. However, men who ride on merry-go-round all the time, sooner or later, must catch brass ring.